Hello everyone, my name is Chris Amor. My student ID is 332500025 and I'm from English Literature major from UPSI. And right now I want to presentation about part of speech. What is part of speech? Part of speech are the basic elements of English grammar. This groups words according to their role in a sentence or a summary. And why are parts of speech important? Parts of speech are important because it can make communication more efficient and structured. This trains both the written and spoken English. Parts of speech help create sentences that are properly structured with correct grammar and clear meaning. They allow for clear and exact communication that shows thoughts and feelings in an accurate way. And the last is understanding the meaning of text or sentences helps in better comprehension. And let's talk about types of part of speech. Those are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, article, and grunt. Let's talk about noun. What is noun? A noun is a word used to name people, places, things, or ideas. It acts as a subject or object in a sentence and forms its main part. Nouns help identify what or who the sentence is about by being the core of the subject. And let's see the types of nouns. Those are a common noun, proper noun, countable and uncountable noun, abstract and concrete noun, singular and plural noun, compound noun, and possessive noun. And let's talk about common noun. A common noun is a word that names a general person, object, place, or idea. These nouns are not written with a capital letter unless they are at the beginning of a sentence. Example like teacher, book, house. In sentences like the teacher explains the lesson clearly to the students. He buys a new book every month and she cleans the house every morning. And let's talk about proper noun. A proper noun is a type of noun that names a specific person, place, or thing. Unlike common nouns, proper nouns are always written with a capital letter at the beginning. Example like Dr. Jake and London. An example in sentences is Dr. Jake helps his patients feel better every day, and Caroline goes to London every month. And let's talk about countable noun. What is countable noun? Uncountable nouns are for things that we can count with numbers. They have both a singular form and a plural form. When using the singular form, we can use the words a or an before them. If you want to ask about how much of a countable noun there is, you ask how many, followed by the plural form of the noun. Example like 3 dogs, a house, 2 books, and in sentences like he has 3 dogs, I own a house, and she buys 2 books from that store. And let's move into uncountable noun. Uncountable nouns are names for things that can be counted using numbers. These can be abstract ideas or qualities, or they can be physical objects that are too small, too shapeless, or too spread out to count, like liquids, powders, or gases. When you use an uncountable noun, you always use a singular verb. They usually don't have a plural form. Example like tea, knowledge, and beauty. In sentences, she drinks tea every morning, students gain knowledge at school every day, and tourists enjoy beauty at the beach every sunset. And let's talk about abstract noun. An abstract noun is a type of noun that refers to things that aren't physical, like ideas or feelings, which you can see, you can hear, you can touch, taste, or smell directly. Example like sadness, analysis, and government. In sentences, her heart was filled with sadness after hearing that news. And we discussed the analysis in class, and the last is that the government made new rules. And next, let's talk about concrete noun. A concrete noun is a type of noun that names something you can touch, you can see, you can hear, you can smell, or you can taste. It refers to real things, people, or places that exist physically and can be experienced through the five senses. Example like physical object like table, living things such as tree, and places like mountain. In sentences, we climbed the mountain yesterday. Let's talk about singular noun. A singular noun is a word that names just one person, place, thing, or idea. Example, a book, a friend, a school. In sentences, I read a book every day. And next, let's talk about plural noun. A plural noun is a type of noun that refers to more than one person, thing, or idea. These nouns are usually created by adding an s to the end of the singular form of the noun. Example like 5 books, 2 cats, 4 dolls, and in sentences, 5 books are on the table. Let's talk about a compound noun. A compound noun is a noun made by putting together two or more different parts of speech. Example like toothbrush is a noun plus noun, sunrise is a noun plus verb, swimming pool is a verb plus noun, and son-in-law is a noun plus prepositional phrase. And let's talk about possessive noun. A possessive noun is a special type of noun that shows ownership. It tells us who or what belongs to someone else. This kind of noun usually comes right before another noun that shows what is being owned. Examples like, my brother's phone keeps ringing, and the student's notebooks are on the desk. And let's move into pronoun. What is pronoun? A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun, which helps you from saying the same noun many times in a row. Similar to nouns, pronouns can be used for people, objects, ideas, and locations. Nearly every sentence has at least one noun or pronoun in it. Let's see the types of pronouns. Those are personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, relative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, and the last one is reflexive pronouns. Let's talk about personal pronoun. Personal pronoun is a short word that we use instead of a person's full name. Each English personal pronoun tells us who the person is, whether they are male or female, if they are singular or plural, and how they are used in a sentence. Examples like, they are going to the park after school, and our friends is going to make a party. And possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun is pronoun that shows who owns something or someone. They tell us which person or thing belongs to another person or thing. Examples like, the book is mine, the red car is hers. And next, let's talk about demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronouns refer to a specific thing or person being discussed. They indicate whether the referent is singular or plural and the relative distance of the thing being referred to. Examples like, this is my favorite movie of all time. Those were the best days of my childhood. Next, let's talk about relative pronoun. Relative pronoun is a type of pronoun utilized to start a relative clause. Examples like, the girl who won the race is my best friend, and this is the place where we first met. Let's talk about interrogative pronoun. Interrogative pronouns are pronouns that are used to ask questions. Example like, whom did you see at the store yesterday, and whose bag is this on the table? Next, let's talk about indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronouns are a type of pronouns that generally indicate someone or something without specifying the exact identity. Examples like, someone left their umbrella in the hallway, and everybody loves a good story, and no one knows the answer to that question. Let's talk about reciprocal pronoun. A reciprocal pronoun is a type of pronoun that indicates a shared relationship. In other terms, reciprocal pronouns describe a scenario where a person or thing takes an action towards others and also gets the same action back. Examples like, the two friends hug each other after a long time apart. The second one is, the players congratulated one another after the game. Next, let's talk about reflexive pronoun. A reflexive pronoun functions as a pronoun that appears in the object role when the subject and object of this sentence refer to the same entity. Examples like, I taught myself how to play the guitar. She prepared herself for the big exam, and we made ourselves a delicious dinner. Okay, let's move into verb. What is verb? A verb is a word that shows that what someone is doing or how they are feeling. It is the main part of sentence that tells us about actions or states. Let's see the types of verbs. Those are action verbs, auxiliary verbs, linking verbs, transitive verbs, and the last one is intransitive verbs. Let's talk about action verbs. An action verbs tell us what the subject of a sentence is doing. Examples like, she runs every morning in the park. The children played soccer after school. And the last one is he wrote a letter to his grandmother. Next, let's talk about auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are used together with a main verb to express tense, mood, or voice. Example is like they are going to the park later, he has finished his homework, and I have seen that movie before. Next, let's talk about linking verbs. A linking verb joins the subject of a sentence with a subject complement. Linking verbs show what something is or how it is. Examples like she is a talented singer, the soup tastes delicious, and he seems very tired today. And next, let's talk about transitive verbs. A transitive verb is a verb that needs a direct object to show who or what is being acted upon by the verb. Example like she wrote a letter to her friend, he kicked the ball across the field, and they built a new house last year. And the last one from verb is intransitive verb. An intransitive verb is a verb that does not need a direct object to show who or what is being acted upon. Examples like the baby cried loudly, he runs every morning, and they laugh at the joke. Okay, so next let's talk about adverb. What is adverb? An adverb is a word that can modify or describe a verb, adjective, another adverb, or an entire sentence. Adverbs can be used to show manner, like how something happens, degree, like to what extent, and play, like where, and time, like when. Let's see the types of adverbs. First one is manner. This tells us how something or an event happens. For example, like quickly, softly, slowly, or fast. Second one is time. This tells us when an action happened, like today morning, yesterday, or now. And the third is place. This tells us where the action took place. For example, like here or there. And last one is frequency. This tells us how often an action happens, like always or sometimes. The next one is let's talk about adjective. An adjective is a word that modifies or describes a noun or pronoun. Adjectives can be used to describe the qualities of someone or something independently or in comparison to something else. Let's see the types of adjectives. The first one is descriptive adjectives, are words that tells us about the qualities of something. Examples include large, sad, happy, or beautiful. The second one is demonstrative adjectives, are used to point out a specific noun. Words like this, and that are examples. Third one is quantitative adjectives, show how much or how many of something there is, like 5, 4, many, some, or a few. And last one is superlative and comparative adjectives are used to compare two things, like bigger, best, and worse. And next, let's talk about preposition. What is preposition? Preposition connects nouns, pronouns, and phrases to other words in a sentence or a summary. It indicates direction, place, time, and manner to clarify the relationships between different elements. The types of prepositions are place, and the example like in, at, under, above. The next is directions, to, across, down, and the last one is time, like after, during, and while. Next, let's talk about conjunction. Conjunction connect words or groups of words together. Conjunction connect words or groups of words together. They help ideas and sentences flow smoothly from one to the next, making the writing sound natural and well put together. The types of conjunctions are: first one, coordinating conjunctions are used to join equal parts of a sentence. Examples are and, but, and or. The second one is correlative conjunctions. Come in pairs and are used together. Examples are either or, and neither or nor. And last one is subordinating conjunctions are used to start a dependent clause, which gives more information. Examples include because, while, and although. Next, let's talk about article. An article is a short word with only one syllable. It is used to show if a noun is specific or general. Articles are usually placed before nouns. Since they describe a noun, they can also be thought of as adjectives. And let's see the types of articles. The first one is definite article. It's used to find out something that is exactly defined or clearly identified. Example is the crowd sang along with the band. And last one, indefinite article, is used to show something that is not certain or clear. It can also come before singular nouns. Example is my father is my musician and I ate an apple. The last one, let's talk about a grant. Grant is usually made by adding ing to a verb. It can be used in many different ways in a sentence. It can talk about actions and also explain why something happened. It can appear in different parts of a sentence. Examples are go. Kevin is going to the bookstore. Play. They are playing football at the park. And the last one is cook. My mom is cooking spaghetti in the kitchen. So that's all from. And right now I want to presentation about compound nouns and adjectives. So what is compound nouns? Compound noun is a type of noun made by putting together two or more different parts of speech. And let's talk about types of compound noun. Those are spaced or open compound noun, closed or solid compound nouns, and the last is hyphenate compound nouns. So what is spaced or open compound? A spaced or open compound noun is a type of compound noun where the two words that make up the compound are written with a space between them. Examples like high school, ice cream, and fast food. And what is closed or solid compound? A closed or solid compound noun is when two words are joined together without any spaces or hyphens between them. They are treated as one word. Examples like sunflower, classroom, and football. And last one is hyphenate compound. A hyphenate compound noun is a type of noun made up of two words that are joined together with a hyphen between them. Examples like in family relationships, like mother-in-law, in political and social roles, like runner-up, events and occurrences, like get-together, and technical and abstract concepts, like self-esteem. And let's talk about forming compound nouns. In noun plus noun, is like basket plus ball is basketball, and fire plus fly is firefly, and railway plus station is railway station. And let's talk about noun plus verb. Hair plus cut is haircut, sun plus set, sunset, rain plus fall, and will be rainfall. And last one is noun plus grant, like hand plus writing, handwriting, cat plus walking, cat walking, sightseeing, it's like sightseeing. So next, let's talk about what is adjectives. An adjective is a word that helps describe or give more information about a noun or pronoun. Adjectives can be used to talk about the traits of a person or thing on their own or by comparing them to something else. Types of adjectives. Those are possessive adjectives, demonstrative adjectives, interrogative adjectives, and compound adjectives. Let's talk about them one by one. The first one is possessive adjectives. These adjectives, such as possessive pronouns, are used to show or represent ownership of a quality. Examples like my, your, his, her. Next one is interrogative adjectives. An interrogative adjective is a type of adjective that is used to describe a noun or a pronoun by asking a question. Only a small number of adjectives can be considered interrogative adjectives. Examples are whose, what, and which. Next one is demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives are mostly used to show where a subject, like a noun or pronoun, is located in space or time. Examples are this, that, these, and those. And last one is compound adjectives. What is compound adjectives? Compound adjectives are made by joining two or more adjectives together to create a single adjective that describes the noun it is used with. Examples like curly-haired, cotton-tailed, and open-minded. So that's all my presentation about Common noun and adjectives. Hope you guys can understand. Thanks for listening. Hello everyone, my name is Chris Amor, and today I want to explain to you guys about English idioms. Maybe some of you guys still confused what idioms are. So today we're gonna talk about some of idioms that I have prepared, and we're gonna talk about it one by one. So let's dive right in. The first one is think outside the box. It's a professional settings. The second one is on the same page. It's a professional settings. Third one, in a nutshell, is a professional settings. The fourth one is a piece of cake. It's a daily settings, and the last one is bite the bullet. It's a daily settings. So let's talk about it. First one is think outside the box. The literal meaning is think outside the box literally means to imagine yourself thinking beyond the boundaries of a physical box. Second one is the box stands for a limited space, so basically you are being asked to think from a place that's outside of that small or closed area. And the figurative meaning is figuratively it means to think creatively or unconventionally. Second one is it's about creating fresh, unique ideas that aren't restricted by old rules or what people usually expect. And the last one is put simply, it means someone is encouraged to solve a problem in a fresh or creative way rather than using usual or expected methods. So let's talk about situation and context of this idiom. Number one, in problem-solving situations, when a team or individual or runs into the problem that regular solutions don't work for. Example like company sales are going down even though they are using the same marketing plans. A manager might say, "We've tried all the normal ideas. Let's think outside the box to find a new approach." And second one, in innovation or creativity settings, in workplaces, schools, or creative fields, people are encouraged to come up with new and original ideas. Example like teacher tells students, don't just copy what's in the book. Try to think outside the box and come up with your own solution. And the next one, let's talk about on the same page. The literal meaning from this idiom are idiom actually means when people are looking at or checking the same part of a book, paper, or report together. Second one, it's about making sure everyone is looking at the same part of the text so they can all follow along together. And the figurative meanings are this means that everyone involved shares the same understanding, knowledge, or opinion regarding a particular topic or plan. The last one is when people are on the same page, they have a clear understanding of each other and work together in a smooth and cooperative way. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about situation and context from this idiom. In a workplace or teamwork context, this is used when a team or group of co-workers needs to agree on what they understand or what they will do. It focuses on talking clearly and having the same goals before starting a task or project. Example situations like manager is having a meeting about a new project. A manager will say, before we start, I want to make sure we're all on the same page and what each person is responsible for. And the context is like it's important for everyone to know their part so there's no misunderstanding later. And second one, in relationships or personal communication, this is used when people who are close, like friends, partners, or family, want to check that they both have the same ideas or goals. Example situations like Couple talking about their future. Their talk about, I just want to make sure we're on the same page, but moving in together. Context, they want to ensure they both agree and feel the same way emotionally. Next one is in a nutshell. The literal meanings are literally in a nutshell means inside the shell of a nut, like a walnut or a peanut. Second one is a nutshell is really small in type, which means it's something very tiny that can fit inside the shell of a nut. And the figurative meanings are in a nutshell means to explain something in a short and a clear way, to give the main idea without going into too much detail. The last one is it means you're taking a long explanation and making it very short, just like fitting something big into a nutshell. So about the situation and context, these idioms, the first one is conversations or story time. This is used when you want to share a brief version of a longer personal story or situation. Example situations like a friend is telling you why they couldn't attend a party. They would like to say, in a nutshell, my car broke down and I couldn't get a ride. The context is the speaker skips the long story and gives only the main reason. And last one is academic or educational settings. People like teachers, lecturers, or students use this to take complicated ideas and make them simple and easy to understand. Example situations like a teacher explaining science idea in a way that's easy for students to grasp. A teacher would like to say, in a nutshell, photosynthesis is how plants make food using sunlight. Context, the teacher condensed a long scientific explanation into a simple summary. What the next one is, let's talk about a piece of cake. The literal meanings are, in simple terms, the phrase a piece of cake literally refers to a slice or part of a cake, which is a real piece of food that you can eat. The last one is it refers to something sweet, pleasant, or enjoyable to eat. In figurative meanings, uh, from this idiom are, in a figurative sense, a piece of cake means something that is extremely easy to do. And the last one is, it talks about something you can do with not much effort, ability, or trouble. Similar to eating a slice of cake, which is easy and fun. And in situation and context, like school or studying context, this phrase is used by students when discussing tests, exams, or assignments that weren't too hard. It shows that the person feels confident or relieved because the task wasn't very difficult. For example, after finishing an exam, a student might say something like, that test wasn't so bad, or like, that math test was a piece of cake. Context is the student found that task very easy to complete and not stressful. The last one, let's talk about bite the bullet. The literal meaning, the phrase bite the bullet literally means to really bite down on a bullet, which is a part of a bullet used in ammunition. And in a figurative meaning sense, bite the bullet means to bravely face a painful thought or uncomfortable situation and deal with it without feeling upset or expressing dissatisfaction. And the situation and context in health or medical context, this context is used when someone has to go through medical treatments or face health difficulties. Like a person who is scared of needles says, I don't like shots, but I'll bite the bullet and get my vaccine today. Context, facing something unpleasant but unavoidable for health reasons. And the last one, in daily life challenge. These are tasks that come up in everyday life, where someone has to deal with a job they don't want to do but can't avoid. Example situations like, I don't feel like cleaning the garage, but I guess it's time to bite the bullet. Context, doing something tedious or unpleasant that can't be avoided. So that's all of my explanation. I hope you guys can understand and thanks for listening.